Hello, it's Sam. I apologise for the hat. I need to wash my hair. And I apologise for the video quality. I didn't have anywhere to put any of the cameras that I have, so I've just decided to do this on a webcam. But I'll get into it because I'm sure I'm about to start rambling. But you know what my favourite thing is about transphobes, or TERFs as they call themselves? Is that they absolutely cannot see the hypocrisy in their own stance. Right? Like, there's this whole thing of, like, you've got to defend women's rights and fight for that cause. Fair enough. But then deciding that, oh, but to fight for our cause, we're gonna fucking step on you and push you down an even more marginalised group. Oh, because no group has ever been more marginalised than women. Being marginalised is being marginalised. If you're oppressing another group, then you are an oppressor. I don't understand the logic behind we want our rights, but fuck you and your rights. Like, there's no sense in that whatsoever. Like, you can disagree with someone's stance or life choices or whatever and still think that they deserve to be treated with respect and exist in safety. Like, you don't have to just hate trans people. And it isn't just trans people, it's trans women, isn't it? Like they're not. This is the hypocrisy in their own argument. I mean, their argument and their stance is just dripping with hypocrisy, and it's exhausting. You can't even begin to explain it to them because 99% of them are on Twitter wanting a full explanation of you from why they're wrong in 280 characters, and they're never going to listen to it. Just as an aside, if you ever find yourself wanting to argue with someone on Twitter, don't bother. Like, if you genuinely think that this person is here to argue with you, then you're not going to convince them. There's no point. Don't bother. Twitter is not built for discussion or rational debate. It's built for chit chat, and when you try and have a back and forth with someone that you don't necessarily agree with, sometimes it's fine. The majority of the time it's just going to seem like a ridiculous spat that is never going to be resolved. It's just going to sit with you. I digress. But the hypocrisy in this transphobic argument of needing to protect people that have vaginas because they're real women and people with penises are the threat is that it turns trans women into a threat just because of their genitals. Like, that it makes no sense. It's so what's the word? Not presumptuous. It's just, I mean, like, this is the problem with all transphobic arguments, is that it all boils back down to trans women have penises, therefore they're men, therefore they are predators. Like, and therefore people with vaginas are in danger just sharing a space with someone who has a penis. Like, it makes no sense whatsoever. And it, I can kind of see the logic behind it, wherein most, like, you know, men are seen as the threat, and here comes someone you deem to be a man wearing women's clothes, and now they're a threat. But when you boil that down, because again, 90% of transphobes don't even realise that trans men exist. So to them, a trans woman is a drag queen. And a drag queen is a man in a dress. And I'll get into the whole drag for entertainment in another video. But point is, most transphobes go, oh, drag queens, that's what trans people are. Fuck them just putting on a dress and then coming into our spaces. Like, it's a fucking toilet. Calm the fuck down. Like, what do you do in the toilet that is so invasive to the other people in there that you are worried about what other people are going to do? Like, are you trying to look at people when they're in the toilet? Like, but I'm getting off topic. What I basically mean is most transphobes don't realise that trans men exist. Their entire mentality revolves around trans women being secretly men. Like, it genuinely comes down to, if you're a trans woman, if you're a woman with a penis, then you're probably a predator. And if you're a man with a vagina, then you're probably mentally unsound and you've been indoctrinated. And that is so textbook patriarchy. That's what I mean. They can't see the hypocrisy behind viewing all men as sex beasts and all women as frail dunderheads. And by men and women, I mean, do you know? Like, it doesn't make any sense at all that they will go, oh, well, you have a vagina and you're saying you're a man. It must mean that you're not really, you know, you've been indoctrinated, this whole penis envy thing. But if there's no vagina envy, you're just a predator. So where is the radical feminism in being an 18th, 19th century patriarch? Like, where is the radical feminism in going, oh, everyone with a penis is probably a predator and everyone with a vagina is probably being mentally manipulated? Or these could be adults with, I mean, not even adults. You know, when you're 4, 5, 6, and sometimes you don't. Sometimes things change and you grow up and opinions change, you change as a person. But the idea that this is fundamentally like something that women should be pushing back against is so regressive and so short-sighted and so, I hate to use the word, but fucking stupid. Like, grow the fuck up. Like, just try and help it. Like, I'm getting stressed and angry now, so I'm gonna stop. But I just really wanted to point that out, that there is an absolute hypocrisy in turf transphobic mentality wherein every person with a penis is a predator and every person with a vagina is a victim. Like, no. Maybe these are all just people with, you know, who are sound of mind and who know their own bodies and who want to exist happily and safely and contentedly. Like, why do you care? Why are you so against the notion of someone who you've never met before being happy? Like, just give it a rest. Your vagina is not the be-all and end-all of your existence. And once again, putting your vagina at the forefront of your personality is patriarchy. It's going, I'm nothing but my vagina, and if you don't have a vagina, then you can't be, like, it's so regressive and old-fashioned, and these people are acting like it's something radical. Like, oh my god, you sound like you're 4 years old. Like, anyway, I've been rambling on for almost pushing 11 minutes now, and so I'm gonna stop this video. Thank you for sitting through it, if you did at all. I know the quality is terrible, I'm sorry about that again. I will be disabling the comments because I cannot cope with all the sort of frothing mouthed people who absolutely depend on their genitals just to get through the day. So yeah, I hope that wherever you are, you're safe, you're happy, you're healthy, you're warm or cool if you need to be. Stay safe. Fuck transphobes. Because they are absolute, like, TERF does not stand for trans exclusionary radical feminist. It stands for trans exclusionary regressive fuckwit. Because that's what you are. If you are a TERF. And I know I keep doing that face, but it suits it. That's the only way I can say TERF. Is like, oh, TERF, you need a special name. Like, no. Stay safe. Fuck transphobes. And if you need to, carry a blade. No.